right. I think this audio of Trump, for some reason, bringing up Charlottesville again, I think this is a function of him. This is Donald Trump triangulating in his mind.
Yes.
And it's his basically saying, like, I'm getting this DACA thing is bad. And now people probably heard the story about how I dressed down Jeff Sessions and I'm losing the Laura Ingrams. Let me just remind my base that at the end of the day, I may forgive a couple of people, but at the end of the day, I'm with you.
I'm still a racist like that.
Here we go.
I think especially in light of the advent of Antifa, if you look at what's going on there, you have some pretty bad dudes on the other side also, and essentially that's what I said. Now, because of what's happened since then with Antifa, you look at, really what's happened since Charlottesville. A lot of people are saying, in fact, a lot of people have actually written, gee, Trump might have a point. I said you got some very bad people on the other side also, which is true.
There you go. So it was just basically...
Does anybody know, by the way, do you know anybody who's written that? The same right-wingers who supported him the first time around probably did.
Well, yes. I think you go to the Daily Caller, and I'm sure you can find a lot of people who wrote that.
They were with him originally, so they haven't written since. They haven't been convinced, like, oh, we didn't think Antifa was bad, but now I'm seeing that, and I'm going to... I mean, obviously, it's Trump. He makes shit up like, you eat breakfast. So, but I think that's it, right? Is in his sort of mind, he feels like he can just go back and still stick to it when it comes to being a racist, and all the support from him is much more emotional than policy based anyhow, and so he'll win people back doing that. In the meantime, he gets some glowing reviews from the usual stupid people at certain newspapers, like, oh, look, he's pivoting. He's being completely reasonable now. Will that any of that work? I don't know.
All right, so
I guess we'll have to see if the base is still fired up. I still think people on the left are still going to be fired up to come out and vote against him.
Right.
I don't think this is going to make it better because DACA was, because that was solved. And in the end, I think I'll just say quickly, let's just remember that unlike the debt ceiling, DACA, we're talking about kids' lives here. So, people whose lives would be destroyed. So, however that comes to a good conclusion is a good thing as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, and I think there is a sense that, like, you from a policy standpoint, if there can be some type of DREAM Act, that's good.
Yes.
But let me ask you this: do you think two different things? One, do you think that electorally, in terms of 2018, this is a smart move for the Democrats, and maybe subsequently 2020, but let's say 2018, and secondarily, do you think that maybe there was that leverage was given away by letting him off the hook with just a DREAM Act, or making an agreement less, going out and making sure that the sort of the political sting was there before there was something sort of more, I don't know, developed?
Well,
go ahead.
I still, my thoughts overall is he still took a beating on DACA. You know what I mean? For an extended period of time in the media. And so for people who don't pay that close attention, who, that I would think might stick with them. I would think in some of if you're talking about electorally in 18, some of these districts, and there are a decent number of them, where there's at least 20-30% Latina voting population, especially in California and Florida, a few of them in Texas, and, that are winnable for Democrats. I think, whether his joining the Democrats on this will sort of defang the opposition, I think really somewhat depends on what he does from here on in, And the thing is about him is that it seems like his instincts are always to go back to racism, and even, with, it doesn't seem they are. And the tweet that, no, the wall's still coming, we're still going to, he's still going to find ways to say, we've got to have more border security because all the rapists coming across the border. I just think, that cake is sort of baked already. I could be wrong, but I really, and I'd have to look at more polling over the next sort of year, but I mean, I really do think if you're somebody who's Latino or Latina, you kind of realize he hates you by now. He's made that pretty clear. I don't think suddenly that a deal's reached on DACA. I don't think that makes you think he likes you more. But
Right.
I could be wrong about that. I mean, I really do think that there's such antipathy for him at this point. And again, he's keeping up on all the other tracks like he just did with Charlottesville that still just enrage people. And I don't see him changing, in that way.
Hi, folks. Sam Seder here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos